will come in, they can come in as we go. I just want to start by saying thank you so much for volunteering. It takes so many volunteers to make Mega Camp happen, and we just really appreciate all the time you guys are going to put into it. So you should see on your packet, that's kind of what we're going to go through for the training. We're just going to go right down through the packet. The top has your assignment. So that's where we have you as of now. We still probably are estimating another 100, 150 kids to sign up. So because of that, we might need to move you to a different group if we have more signups in another area. So just know that that could change, and you will find out if it does change. I'll let you know so you know ahead of time. Okay? All right, so this year our Mega Camp is July 8th to the 10th, so coming up here soon. It's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday camp. It's in the evening. And our theme this year is All-Stars. So we're going to be looking at All-Stars in the Bible. And so each night of camp, the kids will learn about an All-Star in the Bible, and they'll focus on the quality that that Bible character has that makes them an All-Star. Okay? All right, so to start off, if you are a new volunteer in the children's or youth department, we do need you to fill out a volunteer application form, and we'll have those at the end for you. So if you're not sure about that, just come see me. I'll give you one. If you recognize that you have filled it out, great. If you don't think you have, take one and then get that back to me sometime this week.
I have this, I can check everyone.
Okay, Christopher can check to see if you are on the list or not, if you've turned it in. The next item up, child care. So if you have any children under 3 that can't participate in Mega Camp, we have nursery available. But just let me know ahead of time so that we have enough workers available for the kids. Some of you have already let me know that, and if you haven't, just let me know. We also have a meal for all of our volunteers, so that includes you. That includes all your family. So your children are welcome to come to that too. That starts at 4:30 in the banquet room, and that's each night of Mega Camp. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll have a meal for everybody starting at 4:30. All right. So from there, I'm kind of just going to walk you through what your night's going to look like when you come for Mega Camp. So the first thing you're going to do is come check in at our check-in station. So in the south lobby, there's a big check-in station. You're going to type in, would it be their last 4 digits of their phone number, Christopher? Okay, and then a name tag will pop out with your name on it. And then you're just going to put your name tag on, and then you'll go to your assigned location. So I have preschool and kindergarten is one group, and then elementary is another group. This year we're going to do things a little different, and we're going to separate the starting locations. So preschool and kindergarten is going to meet down here. So if you have a blue bag, your preschool, kindergarten, you're going to come down here, and there will be markings of where your group will be. So if you're preschool soccer, there'll be assigned preschool soccer. You'll come sit down, and there'll be a clipboard there, it'll have your name on it, and then it'll have your roster of all the kids that are in your group. Okay? Then we're just going to start waiting for the kids to come in. We do have staggered start time. And elementary is going to be up in the sanctuary like it normally is. So that's 1st through 6th grade is going to be up there. So you'll go to your locations. That will also be marked. So all of the sports and talents up there will be marked. So you'll just find your spot, find your clipboard, and get ready for the kids to come in. We do have staggered start just to help with the different locations. So preschool is not going to start till 6:10, and then elementary starts at 6. So we're going to ask the parents to drop their elementary kids off first and then drop their preschool kids off, okay? And then also you'll notice on your paper we have like a staggered dismissal time as well. So preschool will get out a little earlier, and then elementary goes till 8:30 just to kind of help with the flow of traffic because it's really busy at opening and dismissal. Okay, so once you get to your station, you'll have your clipboard. You'll just check off as the kids come. There will be one huddle leader that's in your sport and talent that will work with kids that come that aren't on a roster. So that would mean like those kids didn't sign up ahead of time. They came to Mega Camp Monday. They signed up. We have not placed them in a group yet, but the registration staff will just tell them, hey, go to first through third grade soccer. They'll come to first through third grade soccer, and then that lead huddle leader, and I'll let you guys know who those are, will say, hey, I'm gonna put you in Jennifer and Chris's group. They have an extra slot here. And then that's how we'll place those new kids. So that will happen a lot, not just on the first night, that'll happen on Tuesday and even on Wednesday as well. And so we'll get new kids coming in. And so that might happen, so you might have to add some kids to your roster. So you just take attendance, make sure the kids have their sticker name tag on. If they don't, just send them back into the north or the south lobby to get their name tag. And then we'll do like a little opening worship. So the preschool kindergarten will do that down here, and then the elementary will do that upstairs. Okay? So that's like the beginning of the night. Are there any questions so far? Julie?
Where do they get their sticker tags? Is that through the computer, or is that through registration?
Yes.
Or?
Yep, so it'd be through the computer, like at the registration check-in area. Go ahead, Christopher.
So with your check-in, first of all, if you're a huddle leader, you're already going to be on the schedule, so it's easy for you. Okay, your name will pop up. You click on your own name, it will say volunteering. It will say what your position huddle leader is. For the children who are pre-registered, everything, they just go and it looks like Sunday morning. Okay, for the children who say you forgot to register one of your kids, that night you can, because your kids are already in the system, you can just click whatever option fits them. So if you have a third grader, they can pick from anything on the first through third grade list, as long as it's still open. I say that because there are a couple of things like art that we're tied to X amount of kids, and right now, for example, art has 19 of the 25 slots still. Okay, and so the only last thing would be kids who have never been in our system ever before, and then they have to go to a registration station with one of our guest services, and they will get them registered. Okay?
Okay. All right, any other questions? Yes.
Are the nursery kids in the system too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
This is exactly like Sunday morning, and our system works on age and grade. So, yep, you'll be set. The biggest thing with nursery age is Susan Stump has to know her numbers in advance. So if you know you're bringing your kids, make sure that Susan knows, because we have to staff appropriately for that. Okay? And we're stealing a lot of, look around, we're stealing a lot of volunteers that would normally be in nursery.
Okay, so from there, you're going to follow your assigned schedule for the night. So if you could go in your book or your bag, you're going to find your booklet. Schedule. All right, so it looks like this. Preschool and kindergarten is a little different, and then elementary. So it's on the back of your booklet. So right now, what you probably want to do is find your sport talent that you've been assigned, and your schedule is in that column. So it might be helpful for you to maybe circle your column or something, so that you know when you look on the back, that's what your schedule is. There's a pen in your book bag if you want to use that. But you'll see on the left side is listed your activity for the night, the time we have allotted for that activity, and then the location of that activity is also listed under there. Okay. We do have transitions in there just for you to be able to get from one place to another. That's a great time for the kids to use the restroom. My preschool and kindergarten kiddos, just make sure that we leave the restroom doors open and that we have 2 adults helping. So maybe if you are in pre-K, K soccer, you can have 2 huddle groups go at the same time to use the restroom. That way you have 2 adults that are able to help, one in the hallway and maybe one at the door. Just make sure that we don't have any one adult, one child going in the restroom at once. And a closed door. So we leave those doors open. The elementary kids, they should be fine to be able to go on their own. Okay? Questions on the schedule? Just looking through anything you see that you're not sure about. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and go through kind of what you'll see during the night in your schedule. So one of the things you're going to do during the night is your sport and talent time. Okay, so during this time, you are not the coach. Okay, so you don't have, if you got like preschool soccer and you're like, I don't know anything about soccer, that's okay. So there's going to be a coach there that is going to teach the kids everything they need to know about soccer. Your job is just to cheer them on, help the coaches with whatever they need. So maybe they're making lines and they need you to help, get the kids in lines, or like toss the ball to the kids. Whatever the coaches need help with, that's what your job is. So you're going to be encouraging them, teaching them about good sportsmanship, good character, all that good stuff, and then helping the coaches or the artists with whatever they need. And then one of the other big things is try to keep track of the schedule, because sometimes the coaches might not be mindful of what time it is. So just make sure you keep track of the schedule so we can keep moving and the next group can come in for their sport and talent. Okay, so that's sport and talent time. I'm on the next page of the packet now. So another time during the night is going to be lesson time. You do not have to teach the lesson, so there's somebody that's going to teach the whole group lesson during this time. So preschool and kindergarten will be down here. There'll be somebody up on stage. They'll do the whole big lesson for the kids. Your job is just to sit with your kids in the audience, encourage them to participate in the lesson, and just listen to the whole group lesson. Elementary will be upstairs in the sanctuary for the whole group lesson. And then after lesson time, this is kind of when your little niche comes in. So your huddle leader, small group time. So you're going to, after the lesson time, find your location for huddle time. So it's a little different for preschool, kindergarten, and elementary. So I want you to go ahead and look at your schedules. So preschool and kindergarten schedule, when you see where it says huddle free play, you have about 15 minutes for huddle time. It says see huddle time instructions. So I want you to go ahead and turn to page 3 in your booklet. And I'm just talking to preschool, kindergarten people right now. Turn to page 3 in your booklet. You'll see it says huddle time instructions. At the very bottom of that page, it says huddle group locations. Okay. Underneath that, we have a few changes that we need to make, just because we realized there were some rooms that weren't available and rooms that were available. So if you are preschool, I want you to just go ahead and make those location changes. So the only thing that you'll take out is room 112. And then the red is what you're going to add. Okay, so for example, soccer. It says we have room 112, 114, 116, 101, 103. We might have 7 soccer groups for preschool, kindergarten. We only have 5 rooms. So that means some of the groups you may need to have 2 groups per room, and that's okay. You can just spread out in the room, okay? For crafts, music, A, B, we might only have 2 groups, and we have 3 locations, and that's okay. Just pick one of the locations that's open, okay? Questions about locations for preschool, kindergarten? Okay. All right, now let's go to elementary. So if you're elementary, go ahead and look at your elementary schedule. On the back where it says huddle time or huddle group, you have 20 minutes allotted, and then it lists huddle locations: north lobby, south lobby, sanctuary. You are just going to find a spot in any of those areas to sit down with your group, okay? So there's not a specific place you need to go. You can choose any of those 3 locations, just whatever's available at the time, okay? All right, so once you get to your location, you're gonna go ahead and sit down with your kiddos, and this is where you're going to go over what they learned in the whole group lesson. And so you will have to do a little homework, before the night so you're prepared for this time, okay? So if you would open up to page 4, it should say All-Star Moses and it should say Monday at the top of the page. And this is everybody. Okay, so this is kind of what I would like you to look over before Mega Camp begins. So it says before Mega Camp, it gives you the Megaverse for the week, and then it kind of goes over what the kids are going to learn that night in the whole group lesson. Most important down at the bottom is the summary. So just read over the summary so you know what the kids are going to be learning about. And then it also has under there points to emphasize. So things that they're going to emphasize about Moses in the whole group lesson. And then you can go ahead and turn to the next page. And there's a heading that says during huddle time. Okay? So when you get to your small group location, your huddle time, this is what you're going to do. There's review questions, and then there's discussion questions. You'll notice there's 7 review questions for elementary, and then there's 4 for preschool. You do not have to ask all the questions. This is why I kind of want you to go over it ahead of time. Pick 2 questions that you really like or that you think were most important related to what the kids need to know about Moses, that he was humble. So maybe you pick review questions that have to do with that key topic. Okay, so you pick what you want to ask the kids. The answers are written in there. Review questions, just here's the question, here's the answer. And then below that is discussion questions. Again, there's a lot of discussion questions. Pick the ones that you want to use. Discussion questions, you want the kids to talk more about what they think. What's their opinion about this? Try to get the kids to, if one person responds, try to ask the kids what they think about that response. So it's not just, here's my question, you answer. Here's my question, you answer. So try to have the kids discuss a little bit about the question. Then after that, there are huddle activities. So each night, there are 2 huddle activities. You only need to choose one. If you have time to do 2, great. But most likely, you'll probably only have time to do 1. So you choose the activity that you want to do. And it lists in your huddle booklet what the activity is, how to do it, what the directions are if it's a game. And then all of your materials for your huddle activities are in your bag. Okay, so if you notice in there, there's big gallon-sized bags. They'll say Monday on them. Those are all the huddle activity materials you need for Monday. And then Tuesday and Wednesday is also in there. If for some reason you feel like you're missing something, please let me know. I have extra. I'll get it to you. Okay? So that's huddle activities. Choose at least one. If you have time after that, please practice the memory verse. Okay? We have one big mega verse for the week. So there's not a verse each night. It's just here's the mega verse. We're going to focus on this one, and they're going to try to recite that throughout the week. Okay? So if you have extra time, you can do the memory verse. Okay, questions on huddle time. Okay, all right, after huddle time or even before, you might have snacks. So we're gonna go ahead and move to that. You're gonna use the schedule again to determine where your snack is. So all my preschool kindergarten people, where it says snack, it will tell you where to go. It says hallway station. That's on the corner here where the 2 hallways merge. That's your hallway station, okay? Snacks are going to be on the go. So you're going to grab the snack, find a spot to eat it on the way to your next location, okay? Elementary, your snacks are also located on the back, your location. So we're going to have a couple different locations where they can get snacks. So you might be getting a snack in the children's ministry hallway, okay, which will be down here, that hallway where the 2 hallways merge. The connection or the north lobby, okay, so it'll tell you where to get the snack, grab it, go find a spot on your way to your next location, okay. Questions on snacks? All right, moving right along, okay. This year because we're doing the theme All-Stars, we're just going to go right for that theme, and we're going to do trading cards this year. So Every night of Mega Camp, we're going to give you trading cards that has like the Bible character for the night, and then you'll give that to the kids, and it'll have some key points of what they learned about that character. And so that'll be something we give you that night of Mega Camp, and you'll just pass out to your kiddos. The coaches will also be passing out trading cards that have different Bible characters on them, but that exemplify the same traits as that character that the kids learned about for the night. Okay, so that's trading cards. I'll take care of that, so I'll give that to you guys each night of Mega Camp. Also, we're going to do All-Star Towers. Okay, so we really want to encourage the kids to learn the memory verse. So one way we're going to do that is if they recite the memory verse to you, there are stars in your bag, and you're going to write their name on a star, and we'll display it going into the sanctuary. There'll be towers. We'll display it on those towers so the parents can see, the other kids can see, hey, I memorized my memory verse, I'm an all-star, and so we'll put those on the towers. The orange will represent that they memorized the verse, and then if they brought a friend, there are blue stars in there. You can put their name on a blue star and put it on the tower to recognize them for bringing a friend to Mega Camp. Okay? Yes?
Do you put both the child and the friend's names?
Just the child that brought the friend. Yep, good question. Any questions about the trading cards or the stars?
Do they just get the memory verse once?
Yep, yeah, so just one. So as soon as they recite it to you, that one time, write their name down, they're up there, we're good. Yes?
The trading cards, do they go home with the kids?
Yes, good question. The trading cards go home with the kids, yep. And it's we kind of want to use it also as a parent tool for them to show their parents what they learned today. Okay. All right, any other questions? Okay. All right, finally, the closing for the night. So preschool kindergarten is going to be in here. Elementary will be upstairs in the sanctuary. You're just going to sit with your kiddos. We might do a song, have a quick announcement, and then you're going to encourage your kids to come back the next night, and then also to our Mega Sunday celebration on the 14th, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. You're also going to oversee the checkout procedure. So parents are going to come to you. They're going to show you their alphanumeric that matches their child's tag. If anybody has children, you've done this before when you've dropped off your kids or picked up your kids. You're going to match that tag to their child, and then they're free to go, and then just check them off your roster list on your clipboard. If for some reason the parent lost the tag, we will have a safe list. Okay, so on your clipboard there'll be a list, and the parents have given this to us ahead of time, people that are allowed to pick up their child. And so you can look to see if their name's on the safe list and ask for ID to make sure that they're who they're saying they are. And if everything checks out, their name's on the safe list, their ID matches, then that child is free to go. If there's an issue, please, you don't have to argue with a person, just contact me or Christopher and we'll figure it out. If there's any issues, we're not sure about it. We just don't want any kid to be taken by somebody that's not supposed to pick that child up, okay? All right, so that's closing. Reminders. So we want you to wear your Mega Camp shirt each night of Mega Camp. Some of you have volunteered in the past, you have a Mega Camp shirt. We just want you to wear that shirt. If you haven't and you don't have a Mega Camp shirt, some of you gave me your t-shirt sizes upstairs in the lobby when you signed up originally. If you did that, I have your shirt size, we're good to go. If you have not given me a shirt size or you didn't tell me you need a shirt, then I don't have a shirt for you, so you need to let me know that you need a shirt so we can get you a shirt. So just at the end of the night, let me know, or send me a text if you got my number from a couple days ago when I sent the reminder about the meeting. Just let me know that. Remember to bring your huddle bag each night. So I'm giving it to you today, but make sure you bring it back the first night because it has everything that you're going to need. And then remember, prior to each night, just look over your huddle leader booklet so you know what's going on, you're prepared for your questions, you're prepared for the activity that you're going to do with the kids that night. Okay, moving on, Mega Sunday celebration. So the Sunday after Mega Camp, we're going to have a huge blowout celebration in the gym and the teen center because it's always too hot to have it down outside. And so we're like, we're going to do it in air conditioning this year. So there's going to be inflatables. There's going to be free food. So talk this up with your kids. We really want to encourage the kids to bring their whole family. It's a great way to get a new family to try out our church, to get them to come on Sunday and have this big fun celebration that they can do afterwards. So that'll be directly after third service. That'll be available for all the volunteers, all the families, all the children that attended Mega Camp. Okay? And then finally, safety and security. We will have the safety and security team on site. So just to be mindful of that. And if there's any emergencies, questions that you have during the night, text me, call me, and then Christopher's number is also listed there as well. Okay?
Also, find someone with an earpiece, and they can get a hold of us as well. I always carry the walkie-talkie for Mega Camp. I also keep my earpiece in, and that's probably better. I'm just telling you, if you text me, I will do my best to recognize that thing vibrated, but I'm running a lot.
All right. Well, any questions? Something you're not sure about? You want me to clarify?
Is this just for us, or is this?
Yes, that is just for you. Great question. I did not go over that. So there is a roster in your huddle booklet at the very end before you get to the schedule. Looks like this. This is just for you and for you to keep track of the kids in your group and the Bible verse, if they memorize the Bible verse, if they brought a friend, and just to keep track of the days that they came. So this is something you could do maybe at the end of the night if you wanted to update it, or during huddle time, or anytime you had free time, maybe during the lesson time or something, to fill that out. Okay, but this is just yours. Yes?
Now, when you see that roster and you see there's 10 places for 10 names, while our goal is to have you limited to 5 kids, the reality is we're praying for over 300. So, if math doesn't always end up quite right, we can have exactly the right number of huddle leaders, but if we have a lot of soccer, we may have to go a little bit over that 5. So that's why there's extra slots. We're not going to get 10 kids in your group. We're just not going to do that to you. That's when we'll beg, bribe, pay people to come in and be huddle leaders.
All right. So that's all I need from you. We'll see you that first night of Mega Camp. Just make sure to, yeah, go ahead.
Before you go, sorry. There are a couple things that I would like you to know. First of all, if you coached, were a huddle leader last year, I want to tell you that at the end of Mega Camp, the one thing that all of our coaches said was last year, our huddle leaders were fantastic. It was our best year for our coaches with huddle leaders. They were so thrilled with how you guys participated, how you helped out. They were absolutely ecstatic. Also, on Tuesday, we have the parade. We do a float every year. We won the best religious organization trophy last year, although we think the float behind us was better, but we looked at what church it was and we think they were too humble to accept. We weren't. You're going to edit that. But we do still need a lot of people walking in the parade with us. It is one of the most intense things we do. It's only a mile and a half, but it takes a while. And we hand out about 3,000 of the tickets that just says free all over them, and it's a reminder. We hand out, 2,700 pencils that have Mega Camp all over them. And we hand out suckers, and we hand out 2,500 of those. We are running. Okay? So if you and your family would love to help with that, we would love that help. We meet at the high school on Tuesday. The participants can't get there before 5 o'clock. It starts at 7. So I tell people be at our float by 6:30. If you would like to do that, if you would be willing to do that, quite frankly, if we have to bribe you to do that, let me know, and we'll do what we can to get you whatever kind of bribes we need to do. So we just need that many people. It truly is a run for your life type of thing, and we need the help. Also, our mission this year is, again, Christian Children's Home of Ohio, and they were so grateful for all they received last year. This year, what we're going to be doing as the mission is every kid who comes as a resident to CCHO receives a little packet of stuff, just kind of a you're welcome here, we love you packet. And so it costs about $20 per child. I know a few facts about CCHO. They have between 30 and 38 students on campus at any given time. And that is a revolving door, really it is. And so you're going to learn a little bit more about that, some facts and stuff. And if you know nothing about Christian Children's Home of Ohio, or better yet, if you remember years ago what it was like, it is so much more. They have 175 to 180 employees there now. And it is not just the residential, it is counseling centers all over Northeast Ohio, and it is foster care and adoption. It is a massive organization taking care of some kids who really, really need Christ. And it's cool, we're partners with them, we the church and then my family personally, and to get the email the other day that said that a couple boys in the little boys cabin had given their lives to Christ and were baptized just in the last month and a half. It was awesome. And then if you're in here, how many of you are preschool huddle leaders? Okay. When you're in here for closing, we do something in here that I think is best practice for this. We will have the parents stay at the door and call the kids, okay? You mark them off, and then we have a ridiculously huge sticker ball over there. We'll just keep adding on to that. What we found out, and so I'm letting you know, a little secret from the elementary world. Kids mess with their stickers constantly, and so if you see them messing with it, remind them, if you mess with your sticker, it's not going to stick on the sticker ball at the end of the night. Amazing how much they will let go of that thing, okay? It just is, it is what it is. Okay, sorry, that clock's way wrong. Couple things. I want you to know first, we are going to be announcing a brand new ministry starting in the fall at Mega Camp, and that new ministry is called Livewire. You are the first group outside the staff that we're really talking about it. It is going to be Wednesday night ministry for 1st through 4th grade. It is our A, outreach, and B, it is our initiation into what they'll go into as high voltage. It'll be down here, and it's going to be a series of four-week Livewire events. And each one of them, what we tried to do is take the best of Kid City Worship, the best of Mega Camp. And so the first one is Livewire, Kids Can Sing. 4 weeks, Carly Douglas will be in here. She'll be leading them as a choir. Then they'll sing on October 6th in church. The next one is Kids Can Cook. That ends the week before Thanksgiving with the children making a meal and serving their parents. In January, it will be Kids Can Create, I had to think about it, and they'll be doing artwork for 4 weeks, and then we're hoping to be able to hang those somewhere in the community. We're not sure about Heartland yet. And then the last one will be Kids Can Build, and that will be, we're going to build birdhouses, and we'd like to be able to give those to, for example, Brentfield and some of the other places around where some of our seniors can enjoy that. So every one of those things has a connector to it, a skill or something like that, and a service orientation type thing as well. But why I'm telling this group that is we are actually looking for huddle leaders for that. That's the other part of it. High voltage is all small group based, and we are trying to take, again, the best of Mega Camp, which is our huddles, and add that to it. And so if that's something that you might be interested in, again, it's 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 4 weeks on, break for Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything. Then 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, again, done. I'm not messing with T-ball on Little League. I'm not fighting the system, okay? And I don't want to wear people out, okay? So those are some things coming up. Again, it's called Livewire, and I want to be able to introduce that in a big way the last night of Mega Camp, okay? I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you do, and we have, as a leadership team, I mean, we're watching this thing come together. This is year 5 for Mega Sports and Talent Camp. Last year, I was asked how many kids we thought we'd get. I said 200. One of our smart aleck staff members, John Payton, said, yeah, but what if God showed up? I'm like, 250? We had exactly 250. I probably should have said more. We are aiming and praying for 300 this year. Honestly, if that happens, we need to start talking next year about where we're going to have Mega Camp, because that basically maxes out our facility. Or if we make 2 of them, don't get scared, we haven't decided that. But I'm telling you, the thing that matters most to these kids is you guys. When they see Mega Sunday, and they're like, they'll call you, that's my teacher, that's my huddle leader, that's my whatever. I don't care. They called you theirs. You know, that's what matters to them when they see you here. And so we really thank you very much for that. I want to pray for you guys, and then I think we're done, because I hijacked you anyway. Let's pray. God, I thank you for what you have done and what you are going to do through Mega Sports and Talent Camp. I thank you for these huddle leaders who are giving their time and their energy, and they're going to find out all the energy that these kids have. But God, also those kids who have all that energy and all that excitement, when it's turned on fire for you, will do amazing things. And so I pray right now for the children who haven't even heard about Mega Camp yet, but they're going to. I pray for parents who haven't made a decision yet, that they would have softened hearts and that they would send their kids. And that what happens at Mega Sports and Talent Camp will have a ripple effect throughout their family, that it will change them for generations, that kids can look back to this time when they're adults and say, that's when I found Jesus. That's when I found out that the church loves me. God, I pray that you would be with us, that we would be prepared, pre-prayed, and that this would be a fantastic time. Thank you, God, for what you're going to do. You deserve all the praise and honor and glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you again.